magnetic sound hole pickup, so it's kind of like a when you see like on the electric guitar, you see like 2 or 3 pickups kind of going across there, and it has these magnets that pick up the strings. So you know, on this guitar, which I use for my solo sets, I just got back from a solo tour for about a month in Europe. I was over there, and I use this guitar, and it's got 3 outputs. So it's got a regular output, which is just a regular acoustic pickup for all the acoustic stuff, the regular guitar signal, and then it has this pickup, which, you know, normally people just use it regularly to pick up the guitar, pick up all 6 strings. It's supposed to be like here across all 6 strings. If I turn it sideways, so it just picks up these 2 strings, and it goes out of a separate output, and then it goes to an octave pedal, which drops it down an octave. So like when I am playing I Love You by myself, you know, I'm playing, you hear this whole thing, but you also hear an octave lower of just, which is the bass line. So a lot of stuff I'll play bass and guitar at the same time, and I have that extra output that has an octave down. So it's like I'm playing, it's like I have a bass player playing along.
And that's
with
without
me.
even adding in all the foot looping and everything else that comes in extra afterwards. Yeah,
right. And then and then the third output is this thing, which is just like a,
that's amazing.
It's like a acoustic, what they call a trigger, which goes to, like, I have on my pedal board a little drum module that has a kick drum sample.
How cool is that?
So that way, you know, if I'm going, have a kick drum every time I hit that. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yeah.
That's magical.
Yeah, it's all like, you know, it's funny because it's all like stuff that just comes from, like, you know, it's like they say necessity is the mother of invention. Well, I never seen anybody do stuff like this, you know, but I just had, like, when I started doing looping stuff, you know, I wanted to have a kick drum, and I had a guitar that had a, like, heavy, when I would hit it there on the guitar, it just had a real nice thump to it. So I was just doing that. And then when I switched to a different guitar, which had a spruce top like this one, it didn't have that same thump. It was like really, you know, I would hit it and it just sounded like, kind of like that, you know, there would be no low end. So, so I would have to like EQ that guitar to be really bassy, to have that thump, and then it just sounded like shit. So then I figured out that thing, because I thought about, I could actually like make something and then, you know, trigger an actual kick sample with that. So I just made this, you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You made it?
Yeah, I made that, yeah.
That's because he's a wild wahini. You create your own.
Well, I'm not a wild wahine, because
wild kino.
Yeah.
Is a woman.
Oh, sorry. You know,
It could be a wild kane. Yeah, kane is a man.
Sorry, I'm the wild wahini.
Yeah, you're the one.
I call
I get
everybody
your point, though.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then this thing too was like, you know, I would play bass lines like with my, you know, like for example, on Moving On, I would start out and I'd play the whole song, and then I play the bass line on the guitar, because I have an octave pedal on my regular pedal board chain too, so sometimes I just play bass lines out of the main pickup with an octave pedal as I start the loop, and then I record the bass line, and you know, it's just going already the whole time after I record it. And then, but then if there's a bridge in the song and I drop out the whole, you know, loop, it sounds weird because I'll, you know, just drop out and then I'm just playing guitar, you know, and there's no bass. So then I thought of this idea to just have something for when, you know, I drop out, so it's not just like all the drums and all the bass, everything just drops out and it's only guitar and vocals. So when I drop it out, then I still have that bass line going and I just play it at the same time. So yeah, it's just like from, you know, just from things like, you know, needing to have, you know, something and finding a solution.
Containing your own world.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, I build a lot of stuff at home. You know, I've always, my dad taught me to like build stuff. He was always a builder. He was always like, you know, building gardens, building walls, you know, building little like carpentry projects and stuff. And, you know, so I got into it from him, and then live, it's like I really, if I need something built, I have to just do it myself because there's, like I said, there's nobody to get to come out there. So yeah, I'm doing plumbing, carpentry,
Yeah.
electrical sometimes.
Yeah. That's what you gotta do.
Yeah, yeah. It's wild.
If not, make sure you have candles.
What's that?
I said, if not, make sure you have candles.
Yeah, yeah, candles, yeah.
Got
Candles, generator, yeah, big generator too for when the power goes out in the winter, you know, you gotta keep the water flowing, you gotta keep, because we have a well, our well is, you know, it's electrical, so the water, you know, like I had some pretty disastrous times last year that, you know, things happen, you learn from them. It's like, it was like below zero and the power went out and like, you know, and then the water stops in the pipes and it just freezes and the pipes just
Boom.
explode.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
power comes back on and there's no water because water's leaking everywhere under your house. And it's
Yeah.
just like, oh shit. Call the plumber. Hey, it's like, you know,
Phone
the only
rings.
plumber
Hey,
I
Mike,
know is like,
can you help me out here
yeah,
with
the
this
only
water?
plumber I know is like an hour away, and like thankfully I made friends with them because we've done so much work. And, yeah, but yeah, I call them up and I'm like, hey, you know, our pipe's broke. Can you come? Yeah, well, I can come in like about 6 weeks because everybody's pipes around here broke.